Test, test. Yo. Hang on. So I'm just gonna set up a little bit. Whilst that's happening, that timer's gonna be ticking along. Because hey, your boy is streaming. Each day goes by and I feel like it's less and less likely that I'm going to reach 500 hours. But hey, we did 200 hours. That is 200 hours more than I've ever done in my life. So, you know, I'm not satisfied, but I've still achieved more than I have ever done before. What's up, Moon? How's it going, bro? Oh, I wonder why I can't see your messages on Twitch. Hang on. Let me pop out the chat. New one. How's it going, bro? You good? That's less to 1,000. Buddy. Because it's broken. Yeah, I can see you now, don't worry. I can't do 1,000. I could, but that's 4 hours. It's about 4.5 hours a day minimum, which is ridiculous. All right, so we're gonna get started with this. Let's have a listen to it first. I've not listened to it for a while. All of this shit is so messy. I'm not very good with keeping shit clean, and this is even temporary drums. These aren't even drums that I wanted to keep. Let's have a listen to these drums. Yeah, I fuck with those drums, to be fair. I'm happy with those drums. No, I'm not good. What's happened, man? What's wrong, bro? You at work? Is that why you're not good? Blast you? I mean, bless you. Thanks for blasting me, bro. That's all I ever wanted, was to be blasted by Moon. Alright, let's have a listen. And then it's like a before and after sort of thing.
God damn! You want fucking words in the song. Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God damn! You want fucking words in the song. But it takes your ears away from all the sounds that I've done. God damn! You want fucking words in the song. Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God damn! You want fucking words in the song. But it takes your ears away from all the sounds that I've done. God words in the song. Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God. God damn! You want fucking words in the song. Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God damn! You want fucking words in the song. But it takes your ears away from all the sounds that I've done. God damn! You want fucking words in the song. Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God damn! You want fucking words in the song. But it takes your ears away from all the sounds that I've done. God in the song. Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God.
So it does sound like it, but it's all MIDI. It's synths that I made myself. So this is one of them. This is another one of them. And then this is another one of them. And then I just cut it up and cleaned it up. MIDI synths. What I do. That's what I do. I make weird ass sounds. It's not the point of this song, you know. It's like so many people want like vocals in the songs, but it's like when you put vocals in a song, it takes your ears away from the focus of the creative sounds that I've just created some crazy fucking sounds, and people are instead listening to the words. Fuck that, man. I want people to listen to this weird shit. This shit. That's what I want. Yeah. It was good though. Alright, cool. I'm sorry to hear about your breakup, big dog. Let's get some pink noise in here. It'll make you feel better. Probably won't. Did that make you feel better? Or was that just a jump scare? I mean, it was a jump scare for me, so I would assume it was a jump scare for you. Pink, that's gay. Okay. Makes me want to run pink noise even more. I am pro-gay. I am pro anybody feeling the way they want to feel about whatever they want to feel about. If anything, Moon, you have as many female partners as a gay person. But I'm glad your headset was low. All right, let's get into it. So I'm going to start with probably looping this section because there's a good amount of kicks there. And I mean, there's just kick, snare. It's relatively simple. I want a 6'5", 400-pound guy as partner. Unfortunately, I don't know what things are in terms of pounds. I know stones. I know kg. I don't even know. Gotcha. All right, well, let's get rolling then. Thanks for that. Let me just make sure there's nothing on this drum bus. All right, cool. It may be a bit loud. Let me turn down your volume. Should be about there, but I can always adjust your volume also. Alright, that's where I'm going to have your volume. And we'll just bring this on. You can see it's peaking over here. It's too much peakage. I'll just bring it down. I'm going to put it all in mono, because why not? There we go. It's peaking just a bit out. Not too much, not too crazy, but just a bit. Stream lagging. That is unfortunate. It is what it is. Can't really do too much about it, I suppose. Maybe I could, but I don't know. Wow. Okay, I think that's fixed. There we go. Cool, you're welcome. I didn't do anything, to be honest with you. I just refreshed my own Twitch. So I don't know. Anyway, let's adjust the snare. So we can see the peaks here. I'm just going to bring this down so it's in line. Slightly up. I'm doing it more so I can just about hear it. Why is there white noise? This is pink noise, my guy. So I'm using it. This whole frequency spectrum shows perfectly pink noise, and we're using that to help us sort of judge where we're going to be putting the levels, the volumes of things. We're going to have that there. That's slightly peeking out of everything. And let's have a listen to the snare now. I can hear it. Alright, so we've got noise here, and we've got a big peak there. That's where we're looking at. There is fine, and now let's do the hi-hats. Now, when I first listened to this, I think, yeah, we need way more reverb in this area here. So let me just turn off the pink noise for a smidge second and sort out this reverb issue. Because listening to this, it needs reverb. There we go. And if we listen to it in context.
Damn, you want fucking words in the song. Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God damn, you want fucking words in the song. But it takes your ears away from all the sounds that I've done. God damn.
We're still doing volume changes there, so relax your titties, we're going to keep it moving. So let's turn these back off and then have a listen to these hi-hats and adjust the volume accordingly. Fucking radio over here tuning it. Yeah, that's how we roll. Normally I don't mono the whole thing, but I'm trying something new. Nice sound, bro. You can see the hi-hats there. Tick, tick, tick. And then we just need to bring that down. And this shouldn't, I think the compression of it is fine. The compression of it is just ducking it underneath the kick and snare. That's my thinking sound. Alright, so this left and right we're assuming is perfect volume that we want it to be. Hopefully. And then the goddamn is what we're just controlling the whole thing with. And we've got the whole thing on that. Okay, so that means that realistically, we shouldn't be adjusting the individual volumes. Should be adjusting just this. That's fine. Okay, let's listen to the goddamn, and then, well, let's listen to about here. No, let's just do this. That's fine. So, really quiet. You can just see the peaks here. And bring it down. About there. So this is what we've got so far.
God damn, you want fucking words in the song. Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God damn.
And this goddamn is very quiet, so let's bring that shit up as well. It's okay for it to be too loud, who cares? Not me. Be right back in 5, boss. Cool. Alright, cool. Have fun. No worries. See you in a bit. So we're going to adjust these volumes. Turn it all the way up so we can see it. Barely noticeable. But you can see here, it's heavily compressed, that's why. but we don't want it clipping over here because that's just bad to bring it down. We can hear it, so let's adjust. Maybe about there. We want it to be audibly in line with the pink noise.
You want fucking words in the song. Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God damn. You want fucking words in the song.
That works. Alright, let's call the vocals done. And at the end of the day, we can always just adjust shit. Yeah. Let's re-loop this little area here. Let's actually do this area. And we're going to fuck with this volume now. Good, we've got a high cut, very good, and that allows the hi-hats to pierce through the mix because it's a very high frequency sound, and this is cut at a very high frequency, so that's just perfect for the hi-hats, and that's every synth ever in this entire thing being cut like that. Right, so this is what we're cutting now. Very quiet. You can see here we've got the gain being adjusted. It's getting quieter there, so maybe we try it here, where there is no gain changes. Though if we look here, we can see where the gain levels are. It's about here. And let's compare it to over here. It's about the same, maybe a little more, and then we compare it to here. These are all roughly the same height. We're watching over here. It actually gets louder as we go along, which is good, because that's kind of what we want anyway. So let's go ahead and loop this area right here. And then we're going to adjust that volume. It's probably going to be a bit loud, but let's see what we can do. Nothing else is playing. Correct. All right, cool. Oops. Let's loop it, and I'm going to put on the pink noise now as well. So we can see these peaks are over here moving down. So let's just adjust. Bring it down. Turn it off. Turn it on. We can slightly hear it. We can see the peaks are around here, around the 200 Hz mark, so that's where we're going to be focusing our eyes as we bring it down. About there is, I would say, pushing it. That's the absolute most we can do. So let's bring it in over to here. I'm going to close all of these dings because we're going to focus on just the sub right now. So let's go ahead and adjust just this. Actually, no, next up we need the verse mel, which I suppose is the verse melody. Let's do it over here. This is what it sounds like. And that's what we're going to be adjusting. So this is it in context with everything else without the sub. So we can see the peaks there. That's what we're going to be adjusting. Bring that down. You can hear it. Bring it down a bit. See it in here, bring it down. See it in here, bring it down. Hear it. See it. About there. Should be, in theory, perfect. And now we're going to deal with the sub. That's nice and warm. And it is doing exactly what we want it to be doing. But you see all these extra frequencies going on. I think that could be just because, oh, no, we've got a decent attack and we've got a decent release. Okay, that's fine. It is very quiet, so let's pump the volume up all the way here. Let's pump the volume up a little bit more here. Not to the red, we don't want clipping, but just a smidgen, just to the yellow. That's fine. We could then, if we wanted to, pump the volume up just a smidgen here. And that brings it up to here where it's not clipping, but it is certainly quite loud. And then we can just adjust the volume downwards as a result. So let's go ahead and do that. So we can see the sub and hear the sub very clearly through the mix right now. Very nice. This right here is the sub. There's only one note, so that's all we really need to be looking at. And we just bring it down. Bring it down until it is in the mix. So without it, with. It does give a slight curvature there, but I think that's okay. I think that's okay, but that does mean that we should boost the kick just a smidgen more. Let's check where the kick is. Alright, cool. I'm happy with that. Next up, let's get into the dings, baby. So it looks like we've got the dongs and the dongles. Double layer. So let's start with just the dongs. And we're going to collapse this, collapse this, collapse this, collapse this, and turn all of these off. Just for now. We're going to have a listen to just the dongs. This is what just the dongs sound like. Let's do a full 2 bars and do it over here because there's more of them. Alright, and that's what we're going to be adjusting. I'm going to put it all the way up and then we're going to bring it down. You can see a peak there, but otherwise little bits of peaks cropping up all around, so let's bring it down. So I can hear how the high pitch frequencies are standing out from the mix, but I think that'll just happen because those high pitch frequencies are not in a pink noise order. Everything else is, you see? You see how this goes down in a pink noise fashion. The lows have the highest energy, and as it goes higher, it goes down. But then there's this and that, which have high frequency sounds, which are higher than the rest. But that's okay. So we're going to be focusing mainly around this region, and that's where we're trying to get it in line. Which, arguably, could fit there, but let's bring it down a bit. In fact, if we just loop that, that should, in theory, be everything. This is what we're looking at. And we can hear it quite clearly. Without, with. You can see it gives a lot of energy. Bring it down a smidgen, a bit more. I think that's fine. We can hear it very clearly, honestly. And in context. I think that's the loudest we comfortably get it. I do think the sub is a bit loud right now. There we go, because I do want the kick to be a bit louder than the sub, and I want the rest of the sounds to be the same level. this sort of area to be roughly the same level as the sub, because when we push everything, we're going to be distorting the kick a little bit. That's okay. We cannot distort the sub because it will just make the mix sound bad. So sometimes it's better to have the sub a little lower so that we can push the mix a little more. So with that in mind, let's come on over to this section here. We're going to be reintroducing the next set of dongles now. So this is what these dongles sound like. And this is what they look like. They're quite high up, and we're going to be trying to bring that all the way up. That's going to be quite loud because they're already quite quiet, to be honest. So maybe in the utility we can increase the gain. Maybe we do that now. Let's add in 10 gain here. 10 gain is too much. Let's try 5. We know it's too much because we're getting reds, yeah? Let's try 3. Still getting reds. We won't do any gain at all. That's okay. All right. So we're going to put this all the way up to 6. We're going to see it very clearly and bring it back down. So we can see the noise, the interference, the frequencies piercing through over here. This is what we're looking at, and that's what we're going to be focusing on as we bring it down. Bring it back up again. Bring it down. I'd say that's probably as loud as we can comfortably get it. Now, we're going to do it with these so-called dongles, but what the dongles actually is a variation of vocals. I'm thinking, yeah, there is variation in volume here. We can see at the volume here, the gain, as it changes, goes lower, and then over here it's full. So we're going to do it in a place where it's full. So we're going to do it over here. And this is what this part sounds like. And I've made it so it ducks underneath these sounds. That's why it sounds like this. The volume is ducking underneath this envelope follower. So it is going to have quite a bit of a strange sound. So we're going to bring it up. These are the frequencies we're looking at, and then we bring it down. Cool, bring it down. I can specifically see this peak over here, and that's what I'm going to be working with. Ah, so that peak is actually from this synth. So we're not going to be looking at that. Although this does have that same-ish peak. We can look over here maybe. We could still look over there. It's a bit difficult though. Oh, this whole time it wasn't on. Now it's on, interestingly enough. And bring it down. So it's probably best if we look at this information, because this information is on the other synth and it would just confuse things. So we're going to look at this area instead. And then this is the exact same thing, just without the swear word. So we're going to go 11.2 and we can bring it up to that same level. Now finally we've got these vocals. Now what these vocals are, I couldn't tell you, so let's have a listen. Ah, it's slight variation. Okay, so maybe we listen to this area. It should be relatively loud. And then this is the area that we're looking at. And that's what we're going to be bringing down. Now I can see there is low end here, and that's something that I don't want. I don't want that at all. So I'm going to go ahead and get an EQ8 in here, and we're going to simply just cut off that low end out there. And just for safety, I'm going to do the same thing on this, and the same thing on this. There should be no low end on any of those, because it's not needed. And this will allow the sub to be a little more clean. This should, in theory, not have any low end as well. Let's check. Yeah, that's not low end. That's just accidental clippy bullshit, and that's fine. Okay, very cool. So we're going to be fucking with this vocal right here, and we're bringing the volume down. This is what it looks like. We're looking at peaks over here mostly, and here, this region here, and then we bring it down. We can see it clearly. Bring it down. Bring it down. About there is the highest that we can probably get using this rule. So now that we're done, we can turn off the pink noise and we can listen to the whole thing and then readjust things that actually so that actually sounds good again. Yeah, we don't need both of these on. One of these is for censorship. One of these is for not so censorship. It's the same thing we've got over here. We've got the main and then we've got the censored as well. My ears are still wet from my shower. All right, let's go.
God damn, you want fucking words in the song. Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God damn, you want fucking words in the song. But it takes your ears away from all the sounds that I've done. God damn, you want fucking words in the song. Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God damn, you want fucking words in the song. But it takes your ears away from all the sounds that I've done. God damn. Damn, you want fucking words in the song. Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God. God damn, you want fucking words in the song. Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God damn, you want fucking words in the song. But it takes your ears away from all the sounds that I've done. God damn, you want fucking words in the song. Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God damn, you want fucking words in the song. But it takes your ears away from all the sounds that I've done. God.
Good, I was thinking this thing should be wide as fuck, and it is. Let's carry on listening to it, but without mono now.
Damn, you want fucking words in the song. Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God.
Cool. I'm happy with it actually. Let's get started with the mastering. I think we're going to get through this quite quickly then. We might even be able to finish it within the hour, which is kind of nuts. Utility, audio effect rack, perfect master. Let's open that up. Let's close all of these. Let's close this whole thing and put an EQ after it so that we can see the effects live. And let's start with this compressor. Actually, we're going to turn it all off. We're going to start with a round trip AAC. That's right, I remember what it's called now. But it doesn't come up if I type in round, so I'll just type in trip. AU round, which, by the way, if I type in AU round, by the time I type in AU, everything else shows up anyway. Anyway, let's listen to the whole thing, and we'll pinpoint the loudest part of the song. Let's go. Put this over here.
God damn, you want fucking words in the song. Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God damn, you want fucking words in the song.
So far, this is the loudest part. Now this is the loudest part. I'm looking at the source, sample source. So anytime these numbers change, it means it only changes if it's louder. It doesn't get quieter. We're essentially just looking for the loudest part of the song, and then we're going to loop that area for the mastering process. That's the new loudest part. Which makes sense, because it is layered with the... Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God. Alright, I've seen enough. So this is the loudest part of the song. We'll just loop that. Now, this part doesn't have this, and I do like this, and I think they should all have that. But this one should have this, because I use the slight fade in. And I would like to just make sure that there is no low end on that. Yeah, completely clean. What a lovely... it doesn't sound the best, but it is nice and clean, which is very important to me. Alright, let's get started. As per usual, our very first... Let's call this... drums. Let's call this just pink noise. Alright. Let's get started. So, I'm going to start with a compressor limiter, infinity ratio, and bring the threshold down to where it's clipping just minus 0.3 decibels of gain reduction. So we're looking over here to get minus 0.03. Sorry, 0.3. So right here, it's not enough. Let's bring it down. Not enough still. Still not enough. Still not enough. We're approaching enough now. There we go. Alright. Yeah, we know it's enough because it's 0.3. Great, let's close that. Next up we've got this. This is slight boosting of the highs. And then we've got this. And we've got this. Low cut, high cut. And gentle boosting of the high end. Without. With. It's good. Just so it's not driving us insane, we'll listen to a little more of the song. Now we're going to do fur compression. Alright, sorry about that. So with this compression, we're looking for around 3 decibels of reduction. Oh, we need a little less. A little more. About there is fine. See, it's just approaching. Let's do a little more. Let's make it actually touch it. So this is without. With. You can hear it slightly quieter. Now let's do Vastaus. Yeah, alright, let's leave it probably on 4, but we can always experiment. Let's do 0 first and then change the times after. So this is it all the way up. And this is it off. Alright, so we can even see the EQ difference from here compared to this, and we can hear the difference. This is what it's taking it away. This is what's been taken away. So let's dial it down to where we want it. Okay, without, with, out, with. Alright, now let's bring in Hornet. Hornet 31K. For this bad boy, all we're going to do is just, this is it all the way up. Very whack, very movement, lots of movement, and this is it off. It almost adds movement to it, to be honest, but we don't want too much movement. We just want it to fit with the mix. So we're going to adjust it. To be honest with you, listening to the hi-hats is something that is really just interesting with this. The hi-hats have so much movement with this. It's almost like a phaser. Without, it's solid. It's straight. With, moves all over the place. Alright, so yeah, let's adjust. All right, cool. So that's, for me, that's enough to give it a flavor, but without it sort of giving it too much. So without and with. Yeah, that's nice. All right, so for K clip 0, we're going to just increase the gain dramatically. It's a hard clipper, so we're just going to try to get it so the peaks are just like almost touching it, maybe touching it just a tad. It's going to get very loud, so apologies for that. I'm going to adjust your volume after. Okay, so I'm going to bring it really loud first, and then I'm going to bring your volume back down again. So just be prepared for that. I'm going to turn my volume down first because I'm nicer to me than to you. Actually, I'm going to turn your volume down now because I am actually nice to you as well. All right, let's go. And just decrease it a bit. That might be perfect because we're not consistently hitting the peaks, but we are hitting the peaks sometimes. So let's close that up. And now we've got another limiter. We're aiming for 0.3. This is all the way up to 0.8 sometimes, so that's just too much. So if we go here, we could see it here as well, 0.3, 0.5, 0.7, this is all too much. 0.6 to 0.7, so let's bring this up. 0.4 at the peak. There we go, 0.3 at the peak. 0.2, 0.2, 0.3. Perfect. Without. With. Barely noticeable. Next up, we've got master plan, and something that I like to do is put the whole thing on mono. So now it's all in mono, and we've got unity, and we're going to fuck with the lows, then we're going to fuck with the highs. We're going to leave the loudness knob as is. We're going to do the thick, then clean, then smooth, then calm, then tape. Then we're going to do the loudness knob, and then we're going to do wide. Normally I do low, then high, then loud. But I'm going to try something else out. We're doing low, then high, then all of these, then loudness. I don't know what order it goes through all of these, unfortunately. So anyway, let's do loudness first. Let's do highs. Without. With. Let's do it all the way up and then bring it down. Cool. Now let's do the same with lows. The volume level too low. Turn your volume up, brother. I'll turn your volume up. It's because we're doing mastering, and at a certain point it's going to get very loud. I don't want it to be too loud for you, but I can adjust it if it is too loud. You let me know, bro. I think that's the low end that I want, because that's just going to allow us to really push our limits a little later. So now we're looking at the saturation. And this is, if you focus your ears on the low mids, you'll be able to hear it a lot easier. So around here. That'll do. So this just cleans up the low mids again. Not needed. Smoothness, gentle compression on the whole thing. Everything that I'm saying, it says the intro. It says what it is down there anyway. It really does smooth the whole thing out. Now calmness, this reduces harshness that builds up during lots of in-the-box processing. This is just Vasthouse. This is Soothe. Cool. And then this is tape saturation. This is how warm or tight the bass is, mainly. So there's very warm bass. There's a very tight bass. So we're just going to add a little bit of warmth, not too much. Right, I'm going to test my own audio levels. Hang on. Testing, 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 testing. Testing, 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 testing. Testing, testing, testing. Alright. That's actually decent levels, to be honest. That's actually decent levels, to be honest. That's actually decent levels. I'm playing music and I'm testing the volumes. I'm playing music and I'm testing the volumes. I'm playing music and I'm... Alright, cool. Okay, so I can aim for about 15 decibels of gain of lowering rather than 20. Alright, now we're going to fuck with the loudness stuff. Wait, let me just make sure I'm happy with this tape saturation. Yeah, I'm happy with that. This is what it sounds like all the way up. What keeps you motivated? I don't know, bro. I don't have motivation. I have, I suppose, discipline. I just keep doing it. But look, I enjoy making music, right? And so I don't need motivation to make music. I enjoy teaching DJing, so I don't need motivation to do teaching DJing. I enjoy DJing. I enjoy all of this stuff, and so I don't need motivation. I just do it because I enjoy it. And then I just do a to-do list and I just work through the to-do list. I also make sure that I have, every 2 weeks I have a rest day, a day of absolute no commitments. I won't hang out with friends. I won't do anything that I don't feel like doing. I try to avoid screens if I can. So is this an EDM or hip hop-ish mix? This is, I would say, EDM. This is dubstep. This is dubstep, buddy. So we're just going to fuck with the loudness knob now. This is going to be how loud it's going to be. I'll play the full thing once we're done. We are about, I'd say, 2 or 3 minutes out from the end now. We're very, very close to the end. We're just going to do the loudness, then we're going to do the wideness, then we're going to turn off Unity, and you're going to be able to hear the before and after of the mastering on the whole song. So let's. This is the loudness knob all the way up, and we do this so that you can hear very clearly what is getting distorted when it's all the way up, and then we dial it down until we've got a distortion level that we're comfortable with. There will always be distortion and clipping, because we want to try to get it as loud as possible. But it's just deciding how much distortion, how much clipping we are comfortable with. So this is it all the way up. The kick is heavily distorted. There's a lot of areas that's heavily distorted, and we'll just dial it down. Think about that, which is crazy. This is a lot. I think this might be the most that I've ever pushed a mix, but this is a decent mix to be able to be pushed because of that synth already being relatively distorted. Okay, I'm going to turn off the master plan, so this is just the synth on its own. It's already really clippy, and then with master plan. Although this is -6, still low level on YouTube. Maybe YouTube got a lux limitation. No, it's because I've got Unity on. So that means that as I turn this loudness knob up, the output is actually doing -10.29 decibels down. So it's actually, as I turn the level up, it's bringing the level down again, so that to us it's the same. Once I turn Unity off, we will hear 10.29 decibels of loudness being pumped out. I'm not turning it on just yet. Too big a plan, and for nothing. 2 followers. Do this when you have 10K. Sky, this is terrible advice. Oh, auto gain. Yeah, auto gain, sure. Yeah. Too big a plan, and for nothing. 2 followers. Do this with you. This is terrible advice, Sky. Let me know if you want me to break down why that's terrible advice, but otherwise I'm going to just move forward, okay? So now that we've done that, we're going to move on to wideness. So I'm going to turn off mono, and we're going to put the wideness all the way up so that we can hear the difference. Right, this is it without. This is no wideness added. This is just mono off. So if you're wearing headphones, you're going to be able to hear the difference very clearly. Sorry, with the whole thing. And then all the way up. Very, very wide. We're going to dial it down. That is fucking beautiful. So we're going to turn off Unity now, and now you'll be able to hear it in all its glory. It will be quite loud. So this is it before mastering. So this is all the mastering plugins turned off. And now this is after mastering. All the mastering plugins turned on. All right, so let's have a listen to the whole song in total, make sure we're happy with it, but otherwise I think we might be done. assuming we are happy with it. All right, let's have a listen.
God damn, you want fucking words in the song. Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God damn, you want fucking words in the song. But it takes your ears away from all the sounds that I've done. God damn, you want fucking words in the song. Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God damn, you want fucking words in the song. But it takes your ears away from all the sounds that I've done. God damn. Damn, you want fucking words in the song. Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God. God damn, you want fucking words in the song. Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God damn, you want fucking words in the song. But it takes your ears away from all the sounds that I've done. God damn, you want fucking words in the song. Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God damn, you want fucking words in the song. But it takes your ears away from all the sounds that I've done. God. Damn, you want fucking words in the song. Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God.
All right, cool. There is something that I'm not super happy with, and that is the reverb on these vocals, these dongles, so-called. It's too much. I think it's delay that's too much. I think the kick needs to be more up front. The dongs are much louder than the kick. Really? Hang on, let me sort out this delay first. Jeez, the reverb's tiny, but it really makes it feel so empty. Alright, I've got an idea what I can do to clean this up a little bit. We're going to sidechain this onto itself. Oh, this is a full chain on its own, so we're going to go down here. We're going to turn this, whoops, let's delete everything here. We'll just give this a go. And just in case it doesn't work, I'll just duplicate it and fuck that shit. If it doesn't work, I'll just cry. So I'm going to turn this wet all the way up. I'm going to turn this wet all the way up. And we're going to sidechain this onto itself. dongs. Bang. And we do peaks, do it all the way down. Cool. And we're going to loop it and then just adjust the volume. Cool. All right. Did you clip the kick? No, but when I did the mastering, like I said, I pushed it. I pushed it hard, you know, and I can understand why you're thinking that. Yeah, have a listen. There's no plugins on the kick.
What's in the song? God.
Buddy, I really think that the kick is okay where it is, to be honest with you. It's not an issue for me at all. Let me do it on mono. It's perfect. I think it's absolutely perfect, to be honest with you. Welcome back, Moon. That was quite long. That was quite a long boss call. I'm not hearing any issues with the kick, to be honest with you. Five min, but 30 mins. Damn right it did. All good though.
Damn, you want fucking words in the song. Why the fuck do you
Try
want
mono
fucking
again.
words in the song? God.
I think it's good. I think it's good. I don't hear any problems with it, to be honest. Is that you singing? Yeah, that's me. That's me. You're singing, quote unquote. Maybe because I'd be mixing hip hop music, the kick must be punched and the snare have to be slapped. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. Jizzy long jizzy. Because here's the thing. With dubstep, we're trying to get a fat sausage. We don't need that much dynamics. We need the thing to be as loud as fucking possible. And what that does mean is the kick is not buried, but the synths are almost as loud as the kick, right? And if you have a look here, in terms of sidechain compression, we've got the kick and the snare, everything goes to infinite down, infinity threshold, infinity ratio. That is to say, when the kick and the snare hits, there is no sound. So right there, that's where the kick is, right? If we start it here, you can see exactly where the drums are, where the kick and the snare is. There is no sound at all. That allows us to keep the kick here and bring everything else here while still keeping the kick and the snare punching through, because there is nothing else playing during that time. Whereas with hip hop, I would assume that you're not doing full infinity ratios on your side chaining, right? You're probably having something a lot more gentle, and so that there is still synths, there is still stuff playing during that kick. Not here. This is just the kick playing. When the kick hits, nothing else is happening, except for the hi-hats. But it depends on the mix. But in this occasion, the hi-hats were needed. So you can see there is side chaining on the hi-hats, but it's very, 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 very gentle. And you'll be able to hear a crazy difference if I bring this threshold down. So this is the first two bars with the hi-hats. And that's full. It's too much. It's just a little side chaining. Yeah. But yeah, the kick is pushed heavily. But you can see that, you know, it all the way to here, this entire area, there is no sound from the rest of the synths. And you can see the tail for the kick just pretty much fades out even before that tail ends. So it is quite clean. It's quite okay, to be honest. This is crazy as well. Jeez. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Making coffee. You want one, mate? I'm not a coffee drinker, to be honest. No, I'm good. Thank you. I think we're done here. Let's listen to it one more time, and then I'm going to go make sure everything I'm okay with.
God damn! You want fucking words in the song. Why the fuck do you...
Let's blast it. We'll do it nice and loud for you. I'm going to have it at 0 decibels for you, so this is full volume. Sorry, this is full volume, so you might want to turn it down. Yeah, this is absolute full volume. It's not going to be clipping. It shouldn't be clipping, because it should be at most minus 0.1 decibels. This is, but then again, you got YouTube's compression on it. Okay, whatever. Anyway, have a listen. What you want then? Alcohol? I'm a water guy.
God damn! You want fucking words in the song. Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God damn! You want fucking words in the song. But it takes your ears away from all the sounds that I've done. God damn! You want fucking words in the song. Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God damn! You want fucking words in the song. But it takes your ears away from all the sounds that I've done. God damn! Damn, you want fucking words in the song. Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God.
You know what's crazy? I brought your volume, the capture volume, up to 0, and it started clipping. I brought it down to -1, and it's still clipping. There is, if you have a look, the intersample is absolutely crazy. Let's do the intersample at the end. You'll be able to see the source is going to stay at probably 0 or 0.1, minus 0.1, but the encoded, the intersample, everything's going to be fucking crashing out. Have a watch.
God damn! You want fucking words in the song. Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God damn! You want fucking words in the song. But it takes your ears away from all the sounds that I've done. God damn! You want fucking words in the song. Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God damn! You want fucking words in the song. But it takes your ears away from all the sounds that I've done. God damn, you want fucking words in the song. Why the fuck do you want fucking words in the song? God.
All right, cool. There you go. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, it's good. OBS has a limiter itself. Yeah, I would assume so. But even so, it's reaching the limiter, and I don't want it to reach the limiter. I can't hear no distortion in this situation. Well, that would be because if there is clipping or limiting, it's only like 0.5 decibels. It's not much. This guy doesn't know how to use OBS. Excuse me, I do. I turned down the volume by 1 decibel. I would assume it's got a limiter. I mean, it can't. It literally physically cannot send a signal above 0. All right. You know what? You know what, Moon? How about that? Take that. Take that, Moon. You little dickhead. All right. I'm gonna collect all and save. I think we're done here. This was good though. This was good. We've done a decent amount of progress. Another song done. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. Move that over to finished, into unreleased. Added to this long ass selection, and this cool bass line. So, oh, it's Musu. It's a collaboration. This is Musu. This is a collaboration. This is my singing teacher. It's a collaboration. This is B0. It's a collaboration, and this is Popsicle with Musu as well, which is also a collaboration. And then Funky and Weird is also a collaboration with Musu. And then all of these are solo songs that I finished. Tomato, tomato. Same. All right, cool. All right, look, I'm going to go. Thanks for coming down. It's been a pleasure. I'm going to close that. In filter settings, there is a limiter. Yeah, you can set the release time so I always set it at -0 just to make sure the signal ain't clipping. Yeah, could do. But I've got I've got the clip-on mic, which I've already, in fact, I'll tell you what I've got on the clip-on mic. I had a noise gate, but I've removed it because I don't think I need it. I've got a 3-band equalizer. I've actually increased the lows by 7.5 decibels on this because I think it has too much highs, and when I'm talking, it doesn't sound nice. I can turn it off. Are you ready? This is what my voice actually sounds like with the microphone. Hello, hello, Drizzy Long, and then with the band, hello, hello, Drizzy Long. It adds a little warmth to it, and I think I like that. We've also got 24.6 decibels of gain, and then after that, I've got a compressor on there, including a limiter. Yeah, so relax. It's a fucking 5 ratio, and ratio of 5 to 1. And the threshold's 21.5, which is ridiculous. Yeah, fast attack, fast release. Yeah. Where is your Mac? I thought you were using a laptop mic. No. I've got a clip-on mic right here. Right here. Pussy, marijuana. I wanna smoke weed every day and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go right now. All right. Look, we've hit 217 hours. Nice work. I'm gonna be on a little later today, probably, but I just need to eat breakfast and stuff. Ban. Go ban yourself. Ban yourself, Moon. Don't. I love you all. Thank you for so much for coming down.